Okay, I'll begin my speech in 3, 2, 1. Opening opposition fails to understand the true purpose we are trying to achieve in this debate: a better democratic system and a better government. They think democracy looks like two parties with conflicting beliefs representing conflicting sides. While it may sound good in theory, in practice, it becomes the basis of corruption and misrepresentation of each side. OO assumes the best case on their side while failing to take into account the highly potential risks that occur on their side if we go through with a coalition government system. So the first thing they assume is political stability. You can't have stability if the people in your government have three things. First of all, don't trust each other. Second of all, oppose each other's policies before the election. And third, have to go through another election where they will be enemies once again, most likely. We believe parties will play politics more inside opposition situation rather than effective governance, which should be the main goal of this debate and the main goal of democracy. Second thing they assume is, well, with this rebuttal, their point on stability over significance falls as well, because as I will later prove, we have more stability than their side. The third fact they assume is that policies will be made with much more ease. But their side has conflicting policies and beliefs. So it will be highly unlikely that a coalition government will agree on a fact compared to our side. Sorry, no thank you. And we will prove this fact later as well. Now, the fourth fact they assume is that minority parties will be overshadowed in our world. But we think this happens on both sides as well, because of course in a coalition government, the party with the more political favor will want their policies passed over the minority. So in the end, their whole point on stability and representation falls. Now, our burden for this debate is a coalition-based government is far worse for democracy, voter rights, and the efficiency of the government. And we believe upholding democracy is the common ground on both sides, and we as government uphold it better by benefiting the main stakeholders, which are voters, parties, and countries. The first argument I would like to bring to this debate is conflicting values and policies. And the first layer I will bring forward is, as a voter, you have a right to vote for your beliefs, and that is why you vote in a democratic system. But coalition parties politics betrays voters in the sense that your vote gets disregarded because your party decides they want to gain power and sides with the opposing party most likely. Would you still vote for party A, for example, if they combine with your enemy or the party you oppose, party B? This seems unlikely, but it nearly happened in our very own country, where two parties with opposing beliefs nearly combined. And we would like to take into account all factors in this debate because we simply cannot assume the best case scenario. Thank you. In opposition's world, parties can just take your votes and do whatever they want with them. We believe political parties need to have integrity, and we believe we uphold it on our side by making sure they stick with their beliefs and don't just combine with another party that might have opposing beliefs. The second layer in this argument is that it undermines democracy. The common ground, as I said, is to benefit the people and the country. And you can't have it if the values and policies on your side are thrown aside in the name of power. In extreme cases, this would undermine democracy because at the end of the day, voters can't choose what they want. And even in soft cases, voters will still be misrepresented because even if your party represents a community and you side with another party that has literally insulted your community because of a power play, you can't expect to pass policies that would benefit you or can't expect that party to work well with you. No, thank you. And even if voters are angry or riot on our side, we still uphold democracy and integrity, which is way better for long-term politics because parties have clear principles and can function under a normal democratic system better. And we protect the party that wants to make sure they protect their voters by sticking to their side and upholding their policies. We do not want a corrupt system. My second argument is that the government isn't efficient. The first layer in this is corruption. There are no trust between parties on side opposition. And the first point on three things that here are backstabbing, favor buying, and conflicts. These things have to be taken into account when talking about this debate. It's already happening in the current government all over the world. It will only exemplify on side opposition because of the coalition system. Thank you. So And it takes away the focus from effective governance towards power play and politics. Because at the end of the day, you are in a coalition government. Your stability is threatened at every moment when the party you are working with wants to overshadow you, gain more popularity than you, when they want to win in the next election. Because at the end of the day, every party will keep this in mind. And at the end of the day, if we go through with side opposition, no thank you, with side opposition, every party will be without integrity and focusing more on getting power. Second layer is that decisions and policies wouldn't get through, but for that I would like to accept your
Right-wing coalition in Italy is essentially comprised of conservative right wings, and how is it suddenly an opposition in that by the from the get-go that all of any kind of policy or opposition will be conflicting?
Right, we as opposition would like to generalize this debate and keep it on a global scale. Your instance may be in one case, and I didn't quite get your QI that well because it speaks to pass. But we would like to generalize debate and not talk about monarchical systems or specific systems. That system might have a caveat in its own, but I will address that later in my second speaker's speech. Now, in my layer of decisions and policies won't get through, do you think parties with conflicting beliefs would approve each other's policies? And taking into all likely circumstances and instances in this debate, in a government which has opposing parties in a coalition, that would not happen, and it would burden the people because politicians just want power. And even if policies are approved, it wouldn't be because of values or voters, it would be because of corruption and because it opposes the voters' beliefs. Which means that the only way it gets through is by corruption. And this is extremely bad for a government, because even if neutral policies still get passed, they will be scarce and safe. They wouldn't bring much change as compared to our side. And for all those reasons, I believe side government wins this debate. Thank you.